Arvind Kejriwal the target. He comes up with Make India #1. Just a minute. On Tuesday, 3 days later, the raid takes place. The fact is, Arvind Kejriwal has been going again and again to Gujarat, which is your Gad, your fortress, and by all accounts, is attracting crowds. Whether that will turn into votes is another matter. The fact is, Shehzad Poonawala, that the LG changes and suddenly it appears that the BJP is gunning for the Aam Aadmi Party on this excise policy. The question therefore arises, at a time when AAP seems to be emerging post-Punjab and now going to Gujarat as a potential threat, I'm not saying challenger, even a threat, you are now targeting Kejriwal through Sisodia and Jain. Is the allegation which the AAP makes that you're misusing the ED and CBI powers?
I'm going to take your last question first.
Yes.
If that is the case, that we are targeting Mr. Jain, here is, may I get up and show you, or will you have, this is the 2019 High Court order.
You've shown me Satyendra Jain's judgment earlier. We are now talking about Manish Sisodia.
You said Jain.
Jain and Sisodia.
Jain and Sisodia. Why should we not talk about Jain? Because he said he has faith in... One second, Rajiv, let's speak one at a time. Let's speak one at a time. Let's speak one at a time. Please ask
one at a time, yes.
He just said that he has faith in courts. He said that. If he has faith in courts, here is the trial court saying, looking at the material on record, it can be said that there is prima facie sufficient incriminating evidence about the involvement of the accused Satyendra Jain, thus cognizance under Section 3 is taken. Here is the High Court saying that he's done hawalabazi. Here is another High Court order saying that he's a criminal background man. When will they take action on this one? How can there be an investigation if a man is given VVIP perks and made a minister for the last 3 months? Now let me complete. Now he says, he comes out with whataboutery. I asked him specific questions about the liquor scam. Not one was answered about the violations. Not one is being answered that if the policy was so good, why did you go back to the old policy which you called corrupt? And also all of this started after the CBI probe began. The order for the CBI probe came. Till then they were praising this policy as the best policy in the world. They did not highlight any other problems in this policy.
In India. So all of this also has come... Just a minute, Mr. Shah, just a minute. All of this has also come post the AAP victory in Punjab. Post the AAP victory in Punjab and its unbridled ambition to enter Gujarat, has the BJP got nervous over Kejriwal, yes or no? And then we'll go to Ajay Kumar.
No, because let me remind you that Mr. Satyendra Jain's case has been on for quite some time. If they felt that this was all vindictive, they could have gone to court and taken relief from the courts. Secondly, first they say that it is before Punjab elections we are being targeted. Then they say this is before Himachal elections we are being targeted. Now they say we're before Gujarat elections. But is the court giving orders based on that? And if all of this FIR is fake, there is no substance in this FIR, they should go to court tomorrow morning and get it quashed. Why don't they go to court and get it quashed?
Jasmine, quickly respond.
The simple point, the simple answer to Shehzad's question, in the case against Mr. Satyendra Jain, this is a case dating 2013-14. For 7 years. CBI has done a raid. CBI has said we have no evidence to proceed further. Ab aap ED ko bhejte ho.
No. Where has the CBI said this? Where has the CBI said this? I challenge Jasmine. He's lying. He's lying on your platform. Where has it said?
To secure any conviction? Do you have the...
Where has the CBI said this?
Or the house of Suvendu Adhikari?
Jasmine, where has the CBI said there's no evidence against him? Okay. No. In the interest of fairness, where has the CBI said this? Please let me quote the source.
You want to quote the source where you say the CBI has found no evidence?
Please quote the official source.
No, these are official.
Show the sourse. No, there is no such thing.
Okay.
CBI has denied such rumors. The CBI said the case is on the cognizance of the
case.
Just a minute. Let's, this ability to shout over each other can be avoided. Can be avoided. 1 minute. Now, Ajay Kumar. 1 minute. Ajay Kumar, I want to ask you this. The Congress is staying quiet even on this discussion, and you seem to be staying quiet or actually encouraging in a way the BJP to go after the AAP on the Delhi excise policy scam. Is this because the Congress also in some way or the other fears a resurgent Kejriwal, or you want to take revenge on Mr. Kejriwal for either the manner in which he has stayed silent when your leaders are charged with corruption, or the fact that he was the one in the India Against Corruption who got after congressmen? What is it? Why is it that the Congress is so silent at the moment or targeting up?
No. First question I think is, you keeping me silent in the TV show should not be interpreted as I was keeping quiet. You are not giving me a chance to speak. So I need to share that. Second issue is, you said it's a pipe dream, and I'm seriously, I was thinking somebody in the headlines, India Today was also having a pipe dream. The headline says is AAP a contender, and I want to discuss with that later, but I never thought I'll see a day when I would have some points to agree with Shehzada and disagree with significantly with Jasmine. Jasmine definitely a decent chap, but on a couple of things which is very blatant in this issue. So first question is, look at how Aam Aadmi Party is speaking. Mr. Kejriwal says Bharat Ratna, the greatest minister of India in education. I mean, what has happened? I mean, where does this arrogance come from? I mean, in terms of education, because you ran a state government schools, which you keep claiming in a state of Delhi, and you may have been, I'm saying that I've not seen it so well, so I cannot make a comment. But there are people who have struggled for decades, doing revolutionary changes across in education and RTI, and suddenly Bharat Ratna for Mr. Manish Sisodia, Pale Padma Bhushan said they were not happy. Coming to the issues which every government has done, whether it is us reducing poverty, RTI and Manrega, every government's job is that. But the liquor policy, and which I think AAP has to understand very clearly is, if it was good, why did you take it back? First question, fundamental issue. Second issue is that the Chief Secretary's notes have raised a lot of questions. Third question is, I've seen them in Uttarakhand, I've seen them everywhere. The amount of money you're spending, I mean, if it's where is this? And if they came to change politics, and they're giving solid run for BJP in terms of spend, okay? They may deny it, they might say it. I've seen it across.
No, you're claiming that. No, 1 minute. Mr. Ajoy Kumar. No, you need to be more specific. You are charging the AAP with using disproportionate funds that are not accounted for? Is that your charge?
So one sec. So let me put it this way. You have a 19 crore advertisement for a scholarship scheme where you have totally given 2 guys scholarship. That's what's in the public domain. Needs to be verified. So 19 crores spent. The advertising budget of Delhi government, if I remember the numbers, are around 457 crores now. I mean, it's gone from 20 crores, 60 crores. So it's around 457 crores is what the data I have. Jasmine can verify that. But my question is very simple. You might say you are, fighting your unique. I keep looking at Aam Aadmi Party and saying, okay, they wanted to bring a different kind of politics. Where are they on ideology and where are they on the fundamental issues which distinguish political party? You might say I run schools well, and that's debatable and all that, etc., etc. Bilkis Bano, on every issue in this country, whether it was bulldozing, which is illegal, whether it was Bilkis Bano, which is illegal, and so I don't know why AAP and BJP are fighting, for the simple reason being there is so much of similarity in their thought process.
No, are you saying, no, without beating around the bush, are you saying that AAP is a B team of BJP? Are you saying that you feel threatened by AAP? Be clear now. Let's be clear.
No, my question is, the India Against Corruption, public domain, lot of funding from the RSS, things went on, whatever be the reason, that's a different issue. The fact is, there is a very thin line distinguishing them in ideology. I'm telling you, look, you might be as, what you call, rabid as a Bharatiya Janata Party to walk away from Bilkis Bano. But the fact of life is, whether it's bulldozing people, whether it's Bilkis Bano, whether it is attack on, and the individual pride, totally silent. So my question again is, you have a party which claiming to be doing a lot of, stuff.